Hey there, deep dive buddy. Ready to explore how AI could reshape the way we learn? We're talking ChatGPT, the AI tool that's got everyone buzzing, and diving into some fascinating research from a 2023 Brain Next journal article on its potential cognitive effects. Could ChatGPT actually personalize education, like having a tailor-made textbook for every student? Or could leaning on AI too much make it harder to remember things in the long run? Let's find out. But first, for anyone who's been living under a rock, what exactly is ChatGPT?
It's funny you should say under a rock because ChatGPT is kind of like this super smart being that's absorbed all this information from the outside world. Imagine a supercharged autocomplete that's read practically the entire internet. That's ChatGPT. It's learned to use language so smoothly it can be hard to believe it's not human.
Okay, amazing, but also a little creepy. But how does it actually learn? It's not like ChatGPT has a brain like ours, right?
Right, not exactly. It doesn't think for itself, at least not in the way we do. But the training process is fascinating. Think of it like this. Imagine giving ChatGPT a crash course in grammar and language from the best textbook ever written. That's kind of like stage one of training.
So teaching it the basic rules of the road for language. But how does it go from grammar rules to sounding like a human?
That's where things get even more interesting. Imagine giving ChatGPT a bunch of different answers to a question and then having people rank those answers best to worst. That's the next step. ChatGPT learns what a good response looks and sounds like to us humans.
Like giving it a thumbs up or thumbs down on its answers so it learns to give us the responses we prefer. That makes sense. But there's still this element of mystery, isn't there? Like, how does it actually come up with the answers in the first place?
You've hit on a key point. While we understand the training process, the inner workings of how ChatGPT actually generates responses are still, well, a bit of mystery.
So a powerful tool for sure, but one we don't fully understand. And that's something to keep in mind as we explore its potential impact on how we learn, which is exactly what we'll be diving into next. So we've got this powerful AI that can write like a human, but it's still kind of a black box. How might that impact the way we learn?
Well, what if instead of cramming our brains with information, we had AI tools that helped us learn more efficiently, more effectively?
Yeah.
That's the dream, right? And ChatGPT might just be the key.
Unlocking our learning potential. Okay, you've got my attention. What's got researchers so excited?
Personalized learning is a big one. Imagine educational software that adapts to your unique learning style and pace, just like having a personal tutor by your side 24/7.
Okay, that sounds incredible in theory, but what would that actually look like? Give me an example.
Sure. Let's say you're struggling with a tricky concept in history. Instead of rereading the same confusing textbook paragraph over and over, you could turn to ChatGPT.
So I could ask ChatGPT to, like, explain it to me in a different way.
Exactly. You could ask it to rephrase the information, provide you with real-world examples, even create a custom quiz to test your understanding. And here's the really cool part. Imagine ChatGPT tracking your progress, identifying your strengths, your weaknesses, and then tailoring the learning experience to you.
So it's not just about getting instant answers, but about getting the right help when you need it most, like having a personalized learning companion always one step ahead.
You got it. And remember, we're talking 24/7 availability here. Need to cram some equations before a big math test? ChatGPT is there. Want to practice your Spanish at 3 a.m.? ChatGPT's your study buddy.
Okay, I have to admit, having this incredible resource on tap whenever I need it sounds pretty appealing. But I also can't help but wonder if we're always relying on AI to feed us information, to give us the answers, does that make our brains, well, a little lazy?
That's a really important question, and it's one that researchers are grappling with right now. There's definitely a potential downside to consider. Over-reliance on AI could hinder the development of critical thinking skills, which are, pretty essential for navigating, well, life.
So it's like anything else, I guess. Moderation is key. We need to find the balance between using AI as a tool to enhance our learning without becoming totally dependent on it.
Exactly. Think of ChatGPT like a bike with training wheels. It can help you get going, help you stay upright, but eventually you want to be able to ride on your own.
That's a great analogy. So it's about using ChatGPT strategically, not as a crutch. But even with the best intentions, are there other potential downsides we need to be aware of?
A few. One thing to keep in mind is that ChatGPT is only as good as the data it was trained on. It's learning and evolving all the time, but it can still make mistakes, provide inaccurate information.
So we can't just blindly trust everything it tells us. We still need to think critically, do our own research, double check what it's telling us.
Precisely. And here's another thing to think about. Imagine a world where everyone is using the same AI tools to learn. Could that lead to like a homogenization of thought, where everyone is drawing from the same pool of knowledge, the same perspectives?
That is both fascinating and a little bit terrifying. It really highlights how important it is to maintain our own unique perspectives, our own critical thinking abilities, even as we explore the potential of AI in education.
Absolutely. And that's why it's so important to have these conversations, to explore both the incredible opportunities and the potential pitfalls of AI and learning.
Okay, so we've covered some potential benefits, some drawbacks, but there's one more area I really want to dive into, and that's what I like to call the weight, really. Applications of ChatGPT in learning. What are some of the more surprising, unexpected ways this technology could shape the future of education? All right, wait, really, time. We talked about personalized learning, some potential downsides, but what else? What are some of those truly mind-blowing possibilities with ChatGPT and learning?
Get ready for some science fiction level stuff. Remember we talked about ChatGPT being like a personal tutor?
Yeah.
Imagine that, but cranked up to 11.
Okay, how much more personalized can it get?
Think about this AI that not only adapts to how you learn best, but also analyzes your study habits, like when you're most likely to really absorb information. We're talking about AI that uses research on things like spaced repetition, active recall, all those cool memory techniques to create your optimal learning schedule.
So it's like having a super smart study buddy who's also a memory expert, making sure I'm reviewing things exactly when I need to. That's wild.
Exactly. And it goes even further. What if this AI could create custom learning materials based on your interests? Say you're struggling to get into history class. What if ChatGPT could build a choose-your-own-adventure game, dropping you right into the historical period you're studying?
Okay, now you're just messing with me. Forget textbooks. I want a ChatGPT history adventure game. That's next level engaging. What else? What other, wait, really stuff are researchers looking into?
One area I find really fascinating is using ChatGPT to actually boost creativity.
Hold on, I thought AI was all logic and algorithms, not really the creative type. How could ChatGPT make us more creative?
Think about what often blocks creativity: getting stuck in the weeds, the technical details. What if AI could take over those more tedious parts? That would free up our minds for the big picture thinking, the brainstorming, the what if questions, all that good stuff that leads to real innovation.
So instead of spending hours wrestling with music software, a musician could use ChatGPT to get those ideas down, leaving them free to play with melodies, harmonies, that sort of thing. Or a writer hitting a wall could use ChatGPT to bat around plot ideas, character sketches, anything to get those creative juices flowing again.
Exactly. It's about using AI's strengths to boost our own abilities, not replace them. Who knows what amazing new ideas, new creations could come from humans and AI working together like this.
It's both exciting and a little intimidating to think about, isn't it? It feels like we're on the edge of this huge shift in how we learn, create, maybe even how we think.
We are. And like with any powerful tool, it's about approaching it with curiosity, critical thinking, that willingness to adapt.
So true. To everyone listening, as you explore this whole new world of AI-powered learning, remember, stay curious, keep those critical thinking skills sharp, and don't be afraid to experiment, see where it takes you. You never know what amazing learning adventures might be out there. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into ChatGPT and the future of learning. We'll catch you next time.